Solve the equation x squared minus 21 is equal to 0. First of all, notice that the equation is a quadratic equation. There's an x squared term. However, there is no x term. Therefore, the most efficient method for solving this equation will be using the square root property. So let me just write down that observation to begin with. Our equation has no x term, so use the square root property. Let me illustrate that on a little bit easier equation. Suppose we have the equation x squared minus 25 is equal to 0. Our first step would be to isolate the x squared by adding 25 to both sides. That would give us x squared is equal to 25. So what we would do is we would try to think, what are the numbers that you can square to get 25? Well, the first number that comes to my mind is 5. 5 times 5 is equal to 25. However, we need to think about the negative numbers as well. Negative 5 times negative 5 is also equal to 25. So the two solutions to this equation are the two square roots of 25. X is either positive or negative the square root of 25. The square root of 25 is 5, so our solutions are either 5 or negative 5. So let's go back to our equation. We have x squared minus 21 is equal to 0. So to get started, we'll isolate the x squared term by adding 21 to both sides. That gives us x squared is equal to 21. So what we're doing is we're trying to think, what are the numbers that you can square to get 21? Well, this is a little bit more challenging than what we had in our previous problem, in that 21 is not a perfect square. So you may not be able to think of the exact number that you can square to get 21. However, we do know that those two numbers must be the square roots of 21, both the positive square root and the negative square root. So the way that we indicate that is that x is either equal to the positive or negative square root of 21. 21 is not a perfect square, and there aren't any perfect squares other than one that divide evenly into it, and so these are our answers. This means that x is either negative the square root of 21, or x is equal to positive the square root of 21. So we want to select the choice that has both of these solutions listed, and that choice is A. Both the square root of 21 and minus the square root of 21 are the solutions of x.